This is a 2021 Subaru Outback XT. So this is the 2.4 liter turbo engine, and I am documenting this video here just to see if I can help anyone else who is like me and likes to perform their own service on their cars. So I'm going to do the spark plug replacement on this vehicle, and you can see on this side, the driver's side, is very crowded with cables and harnesses. And to get down into this space down here to take out those two spark plug coils is going to be really challenging. So what I've determined so far is that the easiest way, and I have very big hands, is to disconnect these harnesses from the ECM, from the fuse center, and the attempt is going to be to move them out of the way over here, and I'll catch that on video later. So far I have removed the battery, so all right, very typical battery replacement, or battery removal, excuse me. And okay, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to continue on, and then I'll keep documenting as this moves on. You can see on the passenger side it's not so bad. It's actually a lot more room on the passenger side to get to those coils. Very minimal removal. I think probably maybe I'll take this off. I don't know, I'll evaluate it as I get to this side, but the driver's side is the big challenge. So let's get started here. I wish I could do continuous, but I don't have fancy cameras like a lot of YouTubers, so I'm just using my iPhone and doing the best I got. So we'll see you in the next video. Okay, so far I've gotten the fuse center harness unbuckled. These are very obvious buckle systems. Essentially you just push down a little tab here and you unbuckle it. So in this case it would have gone in this direction. This is locked in the open position, and moving it the opposite way puts it in the lock position. So very obvious how those unbuckle. One thing I'm going to say is there are lots of these wire zip ties in there, and honestly, zip ties are cheap. These are not specialty ones. You can buy these in the hardware store. So I am going to clip those little suckers off, probably including these black ones right here, to be able to get these harnesses out of my way. So that is the update. And the other thing I could probably tell that I'm going to have to do is maybe disconnect these two wires from this positive battery junction here. So some of these I'm going to have to take off because this whole thing is tied into this fuse center there. So in order to get them out of the way, I'm going to potentially have to take some of them off. Not a big deal. I think everyone can figure it out, but we'll see how it goes in the next video. So far I got all the wiring harnesses out of the way, kind of tucked it off to the side there. Had to remove all those crappy plastic wire zip ties, and there was some of these I had to take off. I had to take off the positive terminal, had to take off these other wires here. One that goes to the fuse relay center, the other one's right over here. So these two things right here on the positive side had to come off. So that gets that out of the way. Next thing is this plastic wire harness holder, which is dead smack in the middle of the thing, and there's a couple little bolts down here that I have to take off. They're kind of look like they're a little PIA pain in the you know what, but I think it's doable. Quick update on the plastic things: you do not have to take off those bolts. There's a little clip here that you can just use a little sharp pick. You just kind of wedge it off, and then whoop, it just slips right off like that. So that's a relief, because this little sucker down here is blocked by that, which is kind of hard. You'd have to do it with a open or box wrench. Anyway, so gotta work on, again, just use my clip here, and not being able to hold the phone and do it at the same time, I'm just gonna do the same thing, lift that sucker off. So see you next video. Okay, already you can see there's a ton of area to get in here now. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. I'm gonna opt to take this off. I'm gonna take off those two lower bolts down there. I just want this thing out of my way. I have big hands, big arms, and I don't want to cut myself, and I don't want to be all frustrated. And to take these off is 30 seconds, so I'm not gonna worry about that. And next I'm gonna show you how to take these clips off of these coils here. I figured out a way to do it, and do it easily, I guess, for me. And I'm sure it'll be easy for you. So catch you on the next one. Okay, for the next video, we're gonna I'm gonna show you how to get those clips off. Now I have a big, wide, flat screwdriver here. And what I'm gonna do is kind of wedge it right there on that edge. And with my other hand, I'm gonna push down on that metal clip and then rotate, and then it should easily pop it off. I already did it for the passenger side, so I know it's possible. And so that's gonna be my process. Okay, got those clips off using my method. It was very easy. You got to get the front one off before the back one will come off. So front first, then the back, because the wiring harness is very tight. Next, I'm going to take off that 10 millimeter, and pull off the coils. So I'll give you my tips and tricks on the next video. Okay, cool. Got these things out. It was easy. My recommendation. So first of all, when you break these little 10 millimeters loose, I mean, I just did it with a standard 10 millimeter. You're gonna break it loose, and then you're gonna have to get frickin' amazing with two fingers. That's all I gotta say. You'll figure it out. It's not gonna be taken out with a ratchet. And you're gonna break it loose, and you're gonna kind of work it, and you do two hands, two fingers. They'll come out. They're not impossible. And gosh, this really came apart a lot easier than I thought. And then these coils, man, they just slip right out. And when you're pulling them out, just kind of rotate them counterclockwise, and then whoop, they both come out. And I mean, they both came out easy. So now I'm ready to stick a socket tool in there. I mean, spark plug socket. And let's see, I mean, I'm just using a standard Craftsman tool set. I mean, nothing special here. I thought I was going to be able to use this awesome thing, but it's way too fat to fit in there, so that didn't help. But I did buy this special socket. This one is the Koken. I don't know if you can read that. It's the Koken socket. And let's see, I'm going to try to read you the part number. 3305PZ. And this is a low profile socket for these cars, 3H drive. And it's supposed to fit the spark plugs for this car. I haven't even checked it, to be honest, but I'm confident. So this is gonna go slip this bad boy in there. Gonna try to use just a standard, let's see here, just the standard 3-inch, that's right here, 3-inch extension. And then hopefully this fat Craftsman ratchet will fit in there. If it doesn't, then I guess I'm gonna have to run to Harbor Freight and go buy the cheaper version of the low profile one. I did see another one that was kind of awesome, but it was really long. It was like a long wrench. All right, I'll stop talking. I'm gonna give this a go. I'll give you my tips and tricks as I proceed. Okay, so I got the socket in there first. I'm starting on the back. Put the socket in first, then I put the 3-inch extension. And then I was gonna follow it up with the ratchet, and check it out. There is not enough room. That ratchet head's too fat. So I'm gonna have to go to Harbor Freight now, and I'm going to go buy me the Quinn low profile ratchet, taking this one along with me to do some quick measurements. And yeah, I think with that it'll work. I have a second option here, which is another tool. It looks like a wrench, and it has a 3/8 on one side and a 1/4 inch on the other side, but that mother's long. But you know what, it's Harbor Freight tools, man. I don't really freaking care. And I thought, geez, that would work. And it has a swivel head too, so it's even better. And so I was like, shit, I'll just take a grinder and cut that sucker in half, and then I'll have two shorty low profile ratchets. And I mean, so we'll see which one I decide to get, but you'll see that one I choose is going to be the good choice. Alrighty, later. I made a quick run to Harbor Freight. Got me this little kind of dual head tool here. Decided not to get the one with a swivel head because I think it'll work just fine. And you can see the difference in the head thickness here. So much thinner. So should be able to get in here in this spot without a problem. Yep, it's gonna snap right in. Okay, next. Okay, quick update. While I was able to ratchet the thing loose, the 3-inch extension here, it's too long, so when it finally loosens up, you're not going to get that thing out, man. So I had to screw it back in a little bit, and then I was finally able to pop it out by using my fingers to detach it from the spark plug tool. In any event, I found a universal joint here. Now, granted, you can see that's even longer, but I do have a shorter wobble attachment extension. Excuse me. Let me trying to get this sucker apart. Anyway, comes apart right there. And I'm gonna try this little short sucker. Hopefully it'll be long enough. If not, we'll see. But hey, it's a learning process, so saving you guys a lot of hassle by going through all this. So here we go. Next video. Success. I was able to take out the rear spark plug on the driver's side. That is the hardest one to get to. It's the most narrowest space. As an update, I was able to use the shorter wobble in combination with the universal joint. Probably could just have gotten away with the universal joint. Quick tip. See that little O-ring that I stuck on that universal joint? I got that from a tip from a mechanic, so it kind of helps it be less wobbly. See, it kind of holds it there, so that'll save you the aggravation of a wobbly universal joint. Either one of these is probably going to be your saving grace, because the solid 3-inch extension is way too damn long. And yeah, was able to get it out, and spark plugs don't look too bad. It's a shame that they change these out every 30,000, but whatever. I like taking care of my cars. And these are the Silk FR8 A6s, NGKs. Those are the ones I got at Walmart. I mean, sorry, AutoZone. And yeah, they're pretty expensive spark plugs, but if you have a $20 credit, hell, it's like getting 3 for the price of 4, or 4 for the price of 3. My goodness, I'm all over the place. Alrighty, next video. Okay, I was successful in putting in that rear spark plug, no problem. Took out the forward one of that on the driver's side. As an update to the process, I was able to use the 3-inch extension on that one. So the rear one on the driver's side is going to be the narrowest space, and I haven't gotten to the passenger side yet, but I'll tell you that the 3-inch worked perfectly on the front one. I just have to, again, unscrew the spark plug all the way and then snap it away from the extension, pull it out, then use my magnet tool to magnetize onto the spark plug socket, and the whole damn thing comes out. So putting it in is going to be a piece of cake. I'm not even going to video that. And we'll do some update videos on the passenger side when I get there. Success. I was able to do the driver's side, no problem. I'm not even frustrated. For shits and giggles, the back one I didn't have my little torque wrench with me, and I just tightened it by hand. The front one I said, screw it, I'll go get the torque wrench and see if I can check it, right, and see where I'm at as far as my gut feeling was. So I set it to 15 foot-pounds. I don't know what the spec is. I think that's probably close enough. In any event, that's what I set my torque wrench to, 180 inch-pounds, which is 15 foot-pounds. And torqued the front one, no problem. I checked the back one, and I was dead nuts on with my torque. In fact, it just barely moved a little bit more before it snapped off. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go with it. I'm not worried. So there you go. I'm just gonna go ahead and assemble this side, button it up, and move on to the passenger side. And that's the driver's side, folks. I went ahead and I buttoned it all back up, put some new zip ties and all the little places that I saw zip ties earlier. Got the battery back in place, put some battery protectant, as you can see there, and got everything all buttoned up right there on the ECM, and of course on the fuse relay center. So everything is all nice and tied up, so you can see how, again, if you didn't take all this crap off, ain't no damn way in hell you're gonna get those spark plugs off. And I guarantee you the technicians are doing the exact same thing I did, so it shouldn't be a problem for you. Okay, on an update on the passenger side, I had to remove the front of the air box here. Just loosen this here. I have to pop a little plastic clip there off, disconnect this, and yeah, then you have access to your front coil and your back coil. I already got the wires off. That was an interesting thing, because I took them off earlier, and like a dumbass, I clipped them back in because I wasn't sure I was going to even take this on, and then to get them off again, it was difficult. In any event, I got them off, not a big deal. That front screw is kind of a pain in the ass. That one right there, not so much. It's pretty straightforward. And I'm talking about that one on that side. The focus sucks. That one right there. Anyway, this one's a little bit in there to the front of the engine, but with some fine motor skills you can get it off. And I see this side being no more difficult than the driver's side. So more to come. The coil's out. That was pretty easy. I guess earlier I said fine motor skills. I guess I meant dexterity with your fingertips. In any event, I took off my universal joint there and just went straight on with the little 10mm socket, and I was able to get it off quite easily with a ratchet. So next on is take the spark plugs out. Okay, that back spark plug, same as the driver's side, it's pretty damn narrow, so I use the universal joint again, slap a couple O-rings on it, kind of helps it to not wobble around too much to be frustrating. So, and I was, oh yeah, how do you like my little love bite there? That's the first love bite I got on this car so far. In any event, yeah, on this side, no problem. I mean, with the universal joint and everything, I was able to get it in and out on the back. So I think the front one's going to be no problem. So here we go. Okay, front spark plug came out, ready to put in the new one. Came out complete with a 3-inch solid extension on the front. The back, you're going to have to get creative. A little bit of a use of the 3-inch extension, and of course the universal joint. Those two will give you success on the back. Word to the wise, don't drop shit down there. I dropped my torque wrench down there, and yeah, it is fun to get out of there. So don't be butterfingers. In any event, ready to put this one in, torque it up, and button up this side, and I'll be done. Folks, buttoned up the passenger side, got them in there, actually torqued them with a torque wrench. I don't think you have to, as long as you put them nice and tight. You'll figure it out when you loosen them up. You'll tell how tight you got to put them. Yep, there it is. Outback 2021 2.4 Turbo XT. I believe these are Gen 6 models. Saved myself $600 plus tax, baby. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm sure everyone has been waiting for this video because I have never found one to date. So I thought, what the hell, I'm going to do it. So I will post it up there, and I hope you all are successful. It's not difficult, trust me. I've read stories where people said it was so frustrating and they were cussing and this and that. You know what? No way. Have patience, use common sense, and you can totally do it. Alrighty, peace.